Okay, so in this lesson we are going to learn how to use a clipping mask to insert photos into a shape. So this is my example. I had some rounded rectangle shapes as well as a circle, and I've inserted images in there. So I'm going to start right from the beginning for those of you that did not have the first class on this and how we can access this template for Pinteresting. So you're going to choose some photos and type in how it relates to you. Alright, so I'm on a Mac. I know you guys are on a Windows. Steps are essentially going to be pretty much the same. So you're going to find your Google Chrome button on your computer and open it up. From there, you're going to type in www.mrsdallas.com. Okay, there's no space or no dot, just mrsdallas.com. From there, there's several tabs. I'm just going to make this a little bigger. You should see them at the top. If you don't see them at the top, you would see them as these three lines. It just means your window's not wide enough. Not a big deal. You can still click on them. So we're looking for the Digital Media tab, and we're going to scroll down to Photoshop and over to Assignments. Click on that one, and then the first thing you see on there says Pinteresting. So we want to download that PDF file. It's going to open up on your computer, and we want that arrow. If you don't see the arrow right away, that's okay. It tends to disappear with a little bit of time. See, now it's gone. Just bring your mouse over top and it will pop up again. So we're going to click on that and we're going to download it to our computer. Your guys' has a different little setup here, but essentially you want to save it into your documents. So you'll see on your left hand side here somewhere that says My Documents. So choose that one and click Save. Alright, mine automatically opens up. Don't worry, yours won't. From there, you want to open Photoshop. So you guys have down in your left hand corner of the screen, you'll see the Windows logo. It has like four little squares or rectangles. You want to click on that, or you can even type in the little search bar right beside it, Photoshop. I have it saved to my desktop, so I'm just going to click on it and open it. So if you guys type in your search for Photoshop, open it up, and from here the steps are pretty much the same for you guys now. So we're going to go up to the top where it says File, and we want to choose to Open, and you're going to locate that Pinteresting PDF that you saved in your documents. So I'm going to just find where mine is. There it is. Click on it and click Open. This box will open up, and we're going to hit OK. And you should have the same thing as me now. For those of you new to Photoshop, anytime we do something, it appears in layers over here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the layers as I play with these in a second. So what I want to do is I want to choose the rounded rectangle to go into here because these edges are round. So down here just above the hand you see your shape. So you want to click on that and hold or right click depending on how you on a Windows. I think it's right click to get these options to pop up. And I'm going to choose this second one, the rounded rectangle. And I'm just going to click and drag it into one of those boxes. Now, my edges here are round. If yours don't look round, it's because of the radius here. Perhaps a slightly different. See, if I change my radius and I draw another one, it's not as rounded. I'll keep changing those values. You're going to see what I mean. So it's getting to be even, it's more of just a square or straight edge. So now, every time I've done that, I've had these more layers pop up because, as I said, every layer, everything you do is going to come on its own layer. Well, we only want one layer for this thing. So if you've started creating a whole bunch of layers on here, you want to delete them. Or if they're mistakes, delete them. And if you're not sure which one's which, you can click on the eyeballs, which will bring them in so you know what it is you're deleting. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. Yes. I'm going to double check. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. So anytime you make a mistake, you don't have to start over. You can just verify and delete the layers you want. I only want to start with this layer, which is my Pinteresting template. And just to be safe, sometimes if you're on your move tool, which is this one, you might find that you accidentally move it out of place. So just go to step back. But to avoid that happening, we can actually click on that layer and click this lock here. So now if I'm on the move tool, I can't move it out of place because it's locked. Alright, so I only want one rectangle in here. Now, once I'm on this layer, I'm going to go up to the top of my screen. I'm going to choose Layer, and I want a new blank layer. We can rename it if we want. We can put Box 1, just so that I know that it's going to be this box that I'm filling, because eventually we're going to have 6 of them. And hit OK. So now we can see my blank layer, which is above my first rectangle. Now with that layer, I'm going to go back up to layer again, and we're going to create a clipping mask. So you see a little arrow pop beside that blank layer. Now we're going to put in a photo to that box. So go ahead and open up your Chrome. You can open up a new tab and search up an image that represents you. I'm going to just go with school, because I'm a teacher. Search your images. Alright, so I found a picture that I want. What you can do is on a Windows, you can click, I would save it for now in my documents just because we're not logged into our Google Drive accounts. So just to be safe that it's saving, I'm just going to drag it over so I can see that it's going in there. And you will be able just to click and drag it right into that folder. Okay, that's going to save it right in there. I'll just put it there. So I've chosen an image. I can minimize my, my Google Chrome. Now that image that I've chosen, I'm going to drag it on top of my clipping masks layer. Okay, oops, maybe it didn't work here. Let's try that again. A little different, I guess. Oh, actually, not in the layer panel, sorry. I'm going to drag it right on top of the PDF. There we go. Right on top here. Now I can't see it. That's because I want to move it over to where this box is. So I need to use the move tool. Now I can resize it by clicking on a corner and adjusting the size, but I can't move it yet until I press enter on my screen to actually place it. So you will have to hit enter. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Now if I hit the move tool, see again, it's not letting me move it. I have to place it. So you can either press enter or try to move it and then hit place. That's up to you. So now that it's placed in my screen, I can see the move tool is now highlighted. I can move it over inside, and now it's inside that box and it doesn't pass the edges. So it's in there. I can again resize it as needed to fit it nicely the way I want it. Just remember to hit return when you're done. So that is essentially the steps to adding a photo. So let's repeat that one more time just to make sure you understood. So we're on our top layer, which is our clipping mask. We're going to go in and start off a brand new layer. You can call it box 2, so just so you are able to keep track, we're going to fill in this one now. So I want to put in my rounded rectangle. So just again, click and drag, put in your rounded rectangle. And from there, I want to go up to layer. I want to add another layer. Again, just keep track that you're in box 2. I want that blank layer above my rectangle. And it's that blank layer that we're on that we create the clipping mask. So all of your blank layers where your pictures go on, you should have that little arrow pop up. So find another picture that represents you. I'll just drag off another one into your document so that it's saved. So I'll just click one. There we go. It's in there. You can minimize your Chrome, and then once it's in your documents, you can drag it onto your PDF. Oops, I didn't read, so I'll try that one more time. Bring your folder into your PDF. So again, you want to, you can resize it at the moment, but you won't be able to move it until you place it. So you can resize it, you can change the resizing later. So when you go to this shape here to move it around, make sure you place it. And now you'll be able to drag it to fit nicely where you want, or continue to resize it. When you're happy, then hit enter on your board to place it again. So repeat that process, add a new layer, add in your shape, add a new layer on top of that, create the clipping mask, and drag in your photos. That's how you'll be able to fill in all your shapes. Now, to add a little text underneath to describe why you've chosen those ones, we choose the T, which is our text. I can't spell, as you can see. Now, every time I type, so that layer of typing is coming up, I need my move tool to drag it around. I can put it wherever I want, as well as change the font size or the type. So to keep track, you might want to just double click. Oops, not over there. You might want to just click on it and name it. Is it not letting me put? There we go. So click on it and name what it is. So if you need to go back and edit it later, you know which typing or box you're clicking on. So I had briefly started one here too. I can say box 2. Now I'm on the move tool. I don't know where it went, so let's just try to find it. It's trying to move my background. I guess because I didn't type the first time, not a biggie. So maybe I'll just delete that box too and start over. So choose a text, click where you want to put the text, type away, use the move tool to get it into place. When you click on it again, you'll see some more options come up here, so you'll be able to change the color. You'll be able to change the font size, either bigger, smaller, whatnot. Real tiny. You'll be able to change the style as well. Okay, so you can play around with some of those. So all of your typing doesn't need to be the same font, color, or size. You can be creative. You can add other things. Oh, our face. We need our face in there. So if we look at our shapes, what do we have? We have an ellipse tool, a rounded rectangle, a polygon. Not a whole lot there, but what you could do is we could go to open a new picture. So go to File, Open. If you have a photo, I'll just use this image because it's on my computer. You'll see it opens up in another tab. I can use these little marching ants tool and then choose the elliptical marquee tool. If you hold your shift button down, it'll make a perfect circle. So I'm going to make a perfect circle, make it about that big, and release, and then I end up with a section, which I can go up to Edit, Copy, go back to your tab you were working in, and go into Edit and Paste. So now it should be on a new, I got a new layer. Let's try that again. Edit, Paste. Why is it not going in there? I'm making too many layers, so I'm going to delete one here. I'm going to go to my Move tool. Oh, because it's super tiny. And trying to move it. Let's just resize it. It's probably because it wants me to place it. So I'm going to hit Enter. Yes, it wanted me to place it. So we got to, after you paste it, hit Enter, then use your Move tool and drag it up into and resize it if you need to, and hit Enter to place it again. Happy with it there. And now I've got my icon. Alright, so that essentially is how to get a circular shape in there. We've done how to put the pictures into a rounded one. We've gone through how to add typing, so you should have everything you know to continue.